This is Reed. This is Reed Yobe. This is Reed Yobe. There are a few things that I want to share with you, and then I will get out of your way. Allow me a few minutes to share a few ideas with you, and then get out of your way. Animals have got less problems compared to human beings. The manner in which animals were created by God is, to a certain extent, robotic, if I may use that word. They were designed by God to act in a particular way. So you can actually predict how a certain animal behaves. You can actually predict how certain animals are going to live, or rather live. It's easy to predict because the manner in which they live their lives is already designed by God. Even when you look at plants, it's designed. You can actually predict. That's why you can have a maize seed and you plant the maize seed, and you know what's going to happen to that maize seed in the next maybe 3 months, and you can expect harvest maybe in the next 3 months, as long as you let it live under certain conditions, whereby you provide the fertilizers, you provide the manure, you water that maize seed, and then it grows, and you can be sure that in 3 months' time you can get your harvest. Or maybe it could be livestock. You may keep it could be cattle. Maybe you might do a poultry project. Maybe pigs, goats, and you can be sure and you can plan, and you can expect certain results. You know what's going to happen, and it's going to happen as per your expectations. But that doesn't happen with human beings. And the reason is that we as human beings have been given the dignity of choice. We've been given the dignity of choice. We're not robots. God created us in His own likeness. We make our own decisions. We choose what we want. So you can also, to a certain extent, probably live a life in a manner whereby you can expect certain results in a given time, having lived under certain conditions as well. So But then with us humans, it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice. There are some people who do not have children due to some medical reasons, but there are some who don't have because they decide not to. A person can say, I don't want to have children, and they won't have children. We have got the dignity of choice. But the thing that I want to talk about, especially in this video, is about the problems, especially as far as relationships are concerned. I want to talk about problems, the problems that we have that lead to heartbreaks, that lead to certain people giving up as far as relationships are concerned, people ending up in divorce courts, divorcing, some of them saying, I will never remarry, some remarrying, and blaming others for the problems that they'll be facing, taking the credit for success, or maybe giving credit to other people for the success that they may experience as far as relationships are concerned. To say, I want to thank my spouse for being this kind of a person. That's why I've been happy with her all these years. We've been a happy couple because my spouse is like this or like that. Others blaming others. I am a single mother or a single father because of person A who did this to me, or person B who did this to me. So people will be blaming each other and giving credit to others for those who are happy, or maybe taking the credit. But very few have realized, take the blame. I talk about, I say something about the dignity of choice. You see, a flower was created by God with colors that can attract a bee. God, knowing what God created a bee with the qualities that it has, that kind like make it attracted to a certain color on the flowers. And God put the nectar in the flower, the nectar that a bee loves. But the bottom line is, God just wanted to use the bee to pollinate the flower. God just wanted to use the bee to pollinate the flower. So the flower has got the color that attracts the bee. So the flower, while it's there where it is, it needs help as far as pollination is concerned. And the help can only come from the bee. So the flower attracts the bee. It doesn't attract the fly. It doesn't attract the butterfly. It attracts the bee. Because it is the bee that can pollinate the flower. This is what happens. So, okay, fine. Let's put it this way. The flower attracts the bee. Which pollinates the flower. So the flower is designed in such a way that it attracts the right thing that is capable of giving it what it wants. But you, as a human being, you are not created in that manner. You have got the dignity of choice. You choose what you want. You choose who you want to attract. So you must be very, very careful. And once you know this, you can minimize some of the problems that you have. Humans can minimize the problems that they experience when they know this fact. You as a human being, let me use an example of a woman, because I am a man. I can't talk about what attracts a woman because I am clueless. It's only a woman that can talk about that. But I am a man. Being a man, when I look at a woman, I am attracted to her. But you see, as we look at the women, there is something that I am looking for in a woman. And I am looking around for a woman that possesses what I want. I am looking around for a woman that is displaying what I want. In other words, I'm looking around, looking for a woman that's advertising what I'm looking for. So, on the other hand, also the woman needs something. And the woman also has to know the kind of a man that she wants. And she has to know what that particular man wants, so that she can display or advertise that which is wanted by the kind of the man that she wants. It's just that simple. So here is the problem. Here is the problem. Well, a lot of people out there, a lot of women out there may say, no, I disagree with you, because that's not what I advertise. But one thing that you have to understand, I want to use a statement that was made by Will Smith in one of his films, that one called Hitch. Will Smith said, 90% of human communication is non-verbal. So that means about 90% of what you say doesn't come out of your mouth. It might be intentional or not intentional, but you're always sending messages out there. That's where you have to be very careful. Because if you know that 90% of what you say doesn't come out of your mouth, as far as that non-verbal communication is concerned, you can be very intentional about it. Because if you're not intentional about your non-verbal communication, then it means that you're going to send wrong messages out there. Because whether or not you want, via the non-verbal communication, you are going to say something. Via the non-verbal communication, you are going to say something. So you have to be very careful. I said you must know the kind of a man that you want. Having known the kind of a man that you want, you must know what that kind of a man is attracted to, so that you display that, so that they are coming to you for what they want, but you also getting what you want, because the person that you're attracting is the one with the qualities that you want, is the one possessing what you want. So this is where the problem is for the people that are not intentional, as far as non-verbal communication is concerned. They attract the wrong people. How do they attract the wrong people? They send the wrong signals. They send the wrong messages. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want a decent man with a very good personality, right? And that particular man, such men are not concerned about your body. They don't not concerned about just sleeping around. They're not concerned about sleeping around. They love you, not using your body. So you have to display your personality, display your character. Let your character be the most outstanding thing about you, and cover your body. Because when you cover your body, in other words, you're saying, this is not up for sale. I'm not offering this. This is not on offer. My body is not on offer. That's why I'm covering it. So that way, when you display your personality, when you display your character, you attract the one who is attracted to your character, to your personality. This is what happens. So as they are coming, you also get what you want, because this person has got a very good personality, good character, which you also happen to like. But if you are looking for a man that has got a good character, good personality, right? But you don't display your character, you don't display your personality, you don't let people know who you are as far as your character is concerned, but you display your body, you dress in a manner that exposes your body, that sells your body. You only get those that want the body just for use, and then they use it. When they use it, what do? They are done, and then they go to the next person whom they will use, because these people are not concerned about character. They're not concerned about having a decent relationship. They just want to use and live. So you end up very angry, upset. Why? Because you're being used. There's somebody that used you. You be angry for the rest of your life over somebody that you procreated with. Now you have a child with somebody that you despise very much, because they just used you and then they left you. You attracted the wrong person. And you also fell for the wrong thing, because probably maybe you also fell for his body, who knows? And we're just hoping that things were going to work out along the way. It doesn't work like that. So you have to be very careful. This is a message that I'm sending out there to people, and say, instead of blaming people out there, you could be to blame as well. Try to be honest with yourself. Look back and be honest with yourself. What exactly were you displaying? What exactly were you advertising? I've met some very good people, very good women, that I judged wrongly at first because they were advertising their bodies. But as you get to know the person better, you see that no, this person is unknowingly advertising their body. Otherwise, the person is a very good person, good character, good personality, and their body is not at all on offer. They are not in any way advertising it, but they are unknowingly advertising it. Because whoever comes for that particular body is not going to come to you and say, I've come for the body that you've just advertised, so I'm here to just use it. Once I'm done, I leave. No. They also just come like decent people who want to build a relationship with you. And this is one thing also that you have to understand. Let's assume you are unknowingly advertising. Why is it that someone having known that you are a good person, you have got a good character and a good personality, why don't they decide to go out with you, especially if they're also a good person? Why? The reason is that there is nobody who is really in need of a serious relationship. There is nobody who will also want a situation whereby the one that they consider precious has her body on offer, and as she is walking around in the streets, a lot of men are craving for that body to use it. There is no man that would want that. So you might be a very good person, but at the end of the day, if you don't know how to dress yourself, if you don't know how to cover that body, even good people will just decide not to have anything to do with you. They will decide not to have a thing to do with you, because men are wired differently from women. Men don't want to share. Women, some of them, but majority, they don't care. A man who do not want another man to have last thoughts about their wife or spouse or fiancé. So that's one thing that you have to be very careful about. So if you're a woman out there who is really serious about being in a serious relationship, you must know that that's one other thing that men are worried about. And to avoid fights and unnecessary confrontations, men will never talk about it. They will never, a very few do, but majority, they just decide to keep the peace. Majority, they decide to keep the peace and just be silent about it. But deep down their hearts, they will be hurting. So note this if you're a woman. What you attract. Please forgive me if I sound one-sided, but I don't want to talk about something that I don't know. I am a man. That's why I'm sticking to the men's side, or the men's perspective. The men's perspective. This is Reed Yobe. Thank you very much. This is Reed. This is